Hey, welcome. All my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab in the wee hours of the morning. I do what I do for you. Ooh, I got something nice for you today. Let's rock. It's lesson time. Writers in 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. The message of the story for life. Another life lesson. This time I'll take you to school. Give you some good advice. Hopefully you can use it. Let's go. Right thinking mission. Yeah, and I'm on it. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of obtaining spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission. That all my right thinkers who follow me get to do just that, know themselves. My goal is to do just that. You stay tuned. I'll help you get there. Let's go. But you got to have the answer to this question before we get started. Know thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. Teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and believes that they know is religious or dangerous. I avoid them. Trust me. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. I can awaken them with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Probably got a beard and a hood on. Follow them. Trust me. To Maya, right thinkers, know thyself, excuse me. And to Maya, be true. Yeah. The lesson today is in life. And these are life lessons, so good segue. Right thinkers, let's talk about. I know at one point in time, we all have asked the question, who am I? Quick answer, become a right thinker and find out. But the lesson answer, let's rock. We all have asked that question, and until you get the answer for yourself, you'll continue to be ignorant of yourself. The goal in life is to know thyself, so you don't really want to have this moniker of not knowing who you are. So the question of who am I? Let's work on that. With study and spiritual truths, excuse me, study of our spiritual truths left to us by ancient ancestors, daily practice of them, you will begin to know yourself. That's how I did it. I didn't, that wasn't the plan. It just happened to work out that way. So I'm just backtracking to show and teach others how I got to where I am now. Putting in the work, learning what you need to learn, implement them, and you'll see it for yourself. That's called self mastery, aka knowing thyself. All right, let's go. Now, the need of human experience and evolved through what? Understanding led to what? The invention of philosophy. Again, my philosophy major, got my master's degree from Tons of Fun University. That's how you develop into, and that, excuse me, after we got the invention of philosophy, that in return developed into myth, religion, yoga systems. Now, in modern times, we have formed different forms of sciences called psychology, mythology, ontology, neurology. We got a whole bunch of ology. That just means the study of different things. We know that psychology, mythology tells stories, study of the mind, the myth, storytelling. Okay. Now, very few have the answer, but become a right thinker and you will get it for yourself. The answer's there. All you gotta do, go and search, find it for yourself, or get somebody who can be a practitioner, be your teacher, and learn from them and implement them, and you do it for yourself. Human life, watch this. We got to understand human life is a process in which human beings experience various situations ranging from pain and suffering to bliss, happiness, and pleasure. That's the gamut of life. The five senses that we use, that's all you're going to get with that. When you take it to the next level, the spiritual level, now you're dealing with the spiritual and the mental concepts. That's not from the five senses. Okay, it's a mental thing. Watch this. Now, mythology can be understood as a what? Language, storytelling, but a unique kind of language. Yes, our story begins with what? The Egyptian mythology. They called it religion and a yoga philosophy. Again, philosophy is educating you with philosophical points of view that you can learn thereby and put to use for yourself. The mythology tells you the story that gives you the philosophy to understand it, and you can implement it. Again, they go simultaneously, they go hand in hand. We need to tell the religious people that their book is a mythological, allegorical, philosophical, astrological book. Trust me, there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is, if they don't know that, then it's hard to get the concepts across because they think in literal terms, and sometimes they be thinking wrong, misinterpretation. It's okay. We'll get to the lesson. Now, Egyptian religion is the oldest recorded religion in this historical era, according to records. You can say what you want about whoever, whatever, but the document say that Egyptians are the originators. Simple. I ain't going there. We ain't doing that. Now, Egyptian yoga, which developed in Egypt, and those who developed later around other parts of Africa, as well as Asia and India. When we hear yoga, we go right to India. Okay, they made it a lifestyle, but we the originators of that. Again, just talking, moving on. Now we know that what has been called Egyptian mythology and religion is in reality the most highly sophisticated and advanced system of a yoga philosophy. Let's talk about yoga. It's a system of personal transformation by which do you have a philosophy. We as individuals can be able to what? Discover our true self, which is wherein lies the true answer to all our questions about what that question on purpose and who am I? You have to study, you have to practice, and the answer will come to you in your experience, like the mystical experience, like the God experience. You can't talk about it, you have to be about it. Like my man say that and be about that. You can't just talk about God, you got to be about God. I like the concept, and it fits. Simple as that. Watch this. Now, our purpose of our existence, watch this, who we are and how to overcome life's adversities and to promote what? Promote and teach prosperity with what? Self knowledge. I'm big on obtaining knowledge through the storytelling, through the reading and studying and understanding different perspectives. I also study other people, listen and comprehend what they're saying, and I put it all together. Remember, I'm the gumbo man. I take a little bit of this, a piece from the east, a piece from the west, put it where I feel good, and then I can make it a lesson. That's right thinking philosophy. That's how I teach. That's the formula that I use, and it don't go bad. Why? It's constantly evolving. It's constantly fresh. Why? It's based on the muse. It's based on what's going on in life. That's why. Hope you got that understanding. Let me get this thing done. Oh, I'm all right. I'm ahead of the game. Where we at? Oh, we're not here now. Question. Do you have a philosophy in life? What's your life's plan? What's your life's concepts? What do you think about what is you doing? You just haphazardly just going through like, what is it happen? I figured out I figure out phrase. I hate that. Either you're going to learn or you ain't going to know. You're going to have knowledge, you're going to be ignorant. Your choice. But the work is finding out what you don't know. Knowing what you don't know is just still ignorant. Let's go. Now, we as individuals can be, okay, did that part. Okay, now, right here. It is written. Okay, our purpose. Okay, whoa, I'm down here. Okay. But now, watch this. Most importantly, the idea is not to amass mountainous amounts of wisdom and knowledge, but to learn them and the true meaning of them, and more importantly, how to apply them in your daily life. Having knowledge and not using it is prayer without work, faith without deeds. Nothing's going to happen. You have to put something with it. Okay? You only got half. You need the other half to make a whole. That's balance. You got to have two things to make a whole. So understand that. Don't just play the game halfway and think, well, I learned. But what did you do? They get quiet then. Everybody know what it's time to do. Nobody got nothing to do. Let me wrap this up. I appreciate you listening. Watch this. But to learn their true meanings and more important, how to apply them. Then, okay, right go. Now, to rise above it as like the lotus plant. Now, the lotus flower grows in the muck and the mire, dirtiest, funkiest water. But guess what? When the sun come out, it opens up to the sunlight. When the sun go down, it closes up. But it opens up, and all that muck and mire, it rises above that and becomes perfect in its personality and what it's doing as an individual. The concept is be like the lotus flower, rise and be pure of heart, good intention, good deed, good concepts. Bad, evil thoughts should not be in the mind. When you're thinking right, you have positive thinking. You're thinking good thoughts, positive. That's what that means. If you can't control your thoughts, you need some work. That's all. Let me wrap this up. Now, come up, rise up like the lotus out of the muddy waters without what? Retaining a single drop of the dirty or the dirt on its petals. Right thinking philosophy initiations is the process of what? Coming into the philosophy and a way of life that allows you to be free with knowledge of self and pure, unstained, just like the lotus plant. When you rise above your situation, when you beat up all your adversities and still rise with the sun, that's what it's all about. Let me read this quick point and I'm going to end it up. It says, be chief of your mysteries. That means know the inside working of yourself and at festivals. That means during the festive time, understand what's about, what is going on. Know your mouth. Come in peace. Hotep, it says Hotep, but it means peace. And the main thing, again, enjoy life on earth. Watch this. But please don't become too attached to it. Why? Because it's transitory. It's not permanent. It's going to run out. It has an expiration date. This next life with the spirit world, that's eternity. So if you live a good, prosperous life in the physical life, that's the ticket to the afterlife. The ancients had the concept of the heart being lighter than the feather. Christians got heaven and hell. Hindus got the Atman. Everybody have a concept. So all saying different things, but meaning the same thing. We talked about the names. So whatever they're doing, however they're doing, you pick the one that suits you and do what you need to do that's going to benefit you. That's what it's going to be for anybody and everybody. That's called equal distribution and fair opportunity for everybody. As human beings, our birthright is to know ourselves, free ourselves from the prison of ignorance. I'm out. I got more lessons for you. I hope you enjoyed this one.